Visual.
Christ.
We need a decision
Ready.
right now.
3,
Go!
2,
Wait.
1.
Eye in the Sky is the 2016 film that came out in February and is about the military force have a British, American, and Kenyan forces who are tracking these terrorists. And what was initially supposed to be a capture mission turns out to be a kill mission. And using drones and whatnot, but then there's also some legal ramifications that come out of it, and there's a lot of potential collateral damage, and it's a great story about the moral dilemma of having not just drones, but like about these kind of actions, and what does it say about the military, and just kind of it asks you, what would you do? The cast is great. Helen Mirren plays a British colonel who is the one in charge of the mission, minus the people in the British government who are overseeing it. And she does a wonderful job. She has a commanding authority to her every time she pops up on screen. You have Aaron Paul, who is the pilot of the drone in Nevada, and he has to wake up like late at night, and his shift is all the way to the morning. Then you have Alan Rickman, who plays a general who's the one meeting up with all the British cabinet officials. This was Alan Rickman's last role before he passed away, and he does a stellar job, just again with his commanding presence and his Alan Rickanisms. Is that how you say? Is that even a word? It's a shame that this man passed away so soon. This movie is about drones, but it's not the classic drones are bad story, which I'm thankful for. Nor is it drones are good story. This movie is saying drones can be used for good, but even with the best intentions, something bad is going to happen. Whether it's a faulty, something goes wrong the mission or potential collateral damage, and it doesn't give you the answer. It's not saying whether the strike that happens in this movie is right or wrong, because it could go either way. It does lean towards one side, but I feel like it's one of the most balanced approaches to drones in a long time, and as far as I can see in Hollywood. This movie also presents, again, a moral dilemma with these drones and whether or not they should strike, and this whole thing about the military saying, like, we need to make a decisive decision, and then you got the British cabinet who is like, I'm not so sure. And what they do is throughout this movie, there's like referrals up. So the people who can make a decision, the British government decide to push the responsibility to someone else. And then the people on top there try to push the responsibility off, and it keeps on pushing it off. And then every time you see like, no, like, you gotta make a decision. It's just like, but it's true. Ask yourself, it's like, if you had that type of decision to whether to strike, like, would you rather like make a decision that might like not let you sleep, or just have someone else make it and take the responsibility off of yourself? And that part is one is just a great part. And this movie really does stick with you, especially near the ending. I'm not gonna spoil it, but the last like 5 to 10 minutes is just so devastating, and it just makes you remember the cost of war and how, like, no matter the best decisions in a certain scenario, something terrible still might come out with it, even if there's so much good. The only thing I would say goes against this movie is there's only some slight pacing issues, because there's a whole thing about like the terrorists might do this and that, and they do take their time a little with it, which kind of makes sense in real world. But it's like they go like, oh, the terrorists might do this, but then there's like a 10-minute block of people debating, and there's this feeling like, what would happen if these terrorists just did what they did, like in like less than 5 minutes, or while they were debating, and it is slightly convenient, just a little convenient in the way things line up. But that's nothing against this movie, because this movie is just a wonderful movie, a wonderful analysis of modern warfare, and it's just like, even though it's great that we can use all of these things to look out for these terrible people and destroy them, things terrible things are still going to happen. And this is my second favorite film of 2016. I will give this movie a 9 out of 10. Definitely go check this out. Definitely go watch it because it is extremely powerful. So, I Am This Guy. Have you seen it? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.